When Yooka Laylee was released about a month ago, glitchhunters and speedrunners got together and started to ask the eternal question: how broken is this game? And for Yooka Laylee, the answer to this question is pretty broken. Beating the game casually takes about 16 hours, but within a month the any % world record time was down to less than 30 minutes. That's because Yooka Laylee is not only a game filled with charming characters and difficult platforming challenges, but also a game filled with secret sequence breaks, hidden out of bounce tricks and amazing glitches. Today we're going to take a look on a lot of these silly glitches and weird skips. So are you ready? Let's break this. The first glitch takes place in Capital Cashino. All you need to do is to go to the disco area exit slope and fly towards the slope. Once you land, keep the crouch button pressed, start to fly again, and you're out of bounds. Once you're out of bounds, there are a couple of things you can do. You can either fly into the grey, never-ending void, or you turn around and explore the stage a little bit from outside. There are some places where it is possible for Yooka and Laylee to land and to recover stamina. But this glitch does not only look cool, there are Cashino tokens which can be accessed pretty fast and pretty easy this way as well. For example, it's possible to enter the vault area from below, which skips the painful transformation into a helicopter, which our lizard and bat duo usually have to go through in order to get there. If you really hate walls and are sad that there are still some walls around even after going out of bounds, don't worry, we'll get rid of them soon enough. But first, let's take a look on a glitch in the Tribalstack Tropics. If you want to perform this glitch, you need to freeze the river and then go to the small rock formation near the boss encounter. There is a small gap between the rocks and the ice. All Yooka and Laylee have to do is to jump into the gap, and there below, the frozen river. The camera has been following Yooka and Laylee through a lot of dangerous situations in this game. But enough is enough. The camera doesn't even try to get a good shot of our lizard and bat duo in this situation, but lazily jumps behind them every few seconds. Now, running through a frozen river is a pretty interesting glitch on its own, but there's even more to this glitch. The area that is usually underwater is now dried up. This makes it possible to reach the pagey hidden here, without getting the underwater bubble move. The next glitch is really important for speedrunning, really game breaking, and was found within the first week after release. In the area where you learn the flight move, go towards this corner and start to ground pound into the toxic water while pressing forward. The toxic water will push Yooka and Laylee through the wall after a couple of ground pounds. Now, it's possible to jump out of the water and to land on the other side of the wall. Hooray! We're out of bounds in the hub world. Now, we can either look on Capital B's home from an entirely new perspective, or we can fly towards the 100 pagey door. Going through this door starts the end boss of the game, but usually Yooka and Laylee have to collect 100 pages to open it. Luckily, there are only 100 pages required to open the door, but not to fly through the floor. Thanks to this glitch, it's possible to reach the end boss of the game as soon as Yooka and Laylee learn the flight move. But is there a way to reach the end boss without the flight move? Well, we'll talk about this in a moment, but first let's take a look on this small glitch. I ran into this little glitch while I tried to find a way to fly through walls. While I wasn't able to clip through this wall, there's still a cute glitch hidden here. If our animal duo performs a ground pound in this corner, close to the entrance of Tribalstack Tropics, they float in the middle of the air for a ridiculously long time, before finally ground pounding onto nothing. Okay, time to get rid of these walls in Capital Cashino. In order to make the walls disappear, transform into a helicopter and talk to one of the pigs. Accept the escort mission, fly into the wager laser room and wait for the timer to end. Once the timer ended, the game will ask you if you want to try the mission again. Sure, what could possibly go wrong? And the walls are gone. Or at least most of them. Now it's possible to explore Capital Cashino in a completely new way. The game is obviously not feeling good in this state, but luckily most Cashino tokens and quills are still collectible, while the game is ill. Once the mission timer expires, you will be asked if you want to try again. If you refuse, the game will stay in this fantastic sick state. It's even possible to retransform into Yooka without curing the game, but be careful if you decide to do so, because if you fail a jump here, like I did, Yooka and Laylee's adventure ends in a rather sad way, because they fall into the grey void forever. Okay, now let's take a look on the really broken stuff. It's possible to clip through almost every wall in this game. The trick takes a little bit of practice, but it's definitely doable. What you want to do is to roll towards any wall in the game and start to hammer the pause button like crazy shortly before you hit it. If done correctly, Yooka and Laylee will find themselves on the other side of the wall. This works for almost every wall in the game, though some are easier to clip through than others, but it only works on the console version of the game. So the roll move is the most broken move in this game, and fortunately it's also the second move you learn. Yooka actually learns it before he enters the first world. It's even possible to collect pages in cages this way, though you imprison Yooka and Laylee for eternity by doing so. This glitch completely breaks the game and allows for crazy sequence breaks. It's suddenly possible to enter every area of the game without collecting any pagey and without entering any world. Here, for example, we glitch through the door, which leads us to the archive area. In the archive area, we can glitch again through a door without learning the underwater bubble move, which is usually learned here. This move is required to enter world 3, but instead we can just glitch through this pipe here. The only thing that now stops us from exploring the whole hub world are areas that are not locked up by walls, but require certain skills which are learned in the worlds. Luckily, most of these areas are skippable as well. Here, for example, we are supposed to learn a move that allows us to eat cannonballs, so that we're unaffected by the wind and able to cross this bridge. Sadly, this move is learned in World 2, and we don't feel like doing World 2. Luckily, it's possible to skip this challenge with a little bit of precise platforming action. Another one of my favorite skips is here. The last area of the game is hidden behind this door. While it is possible to go through every wall in this game, it's almost impossible to glitch through doors. I guess Platonic tried to avoid sequence breaks by giving the doors a really solid collision check. It was impossible for me to find a way to get through this door to the other side. Luckily, there's an area called Novel Hovel here. In this area, it is possible to get through a wall, and even though you go through a loading screen when entering the Novel Hovel, the area around is still loaded, so we can jump from behind this room into the area behind the door. So on the console version of the game, it's possible to get to the 100 pagey door without entering any world. But the craziest thing is that it's even possible to skip the 100 pagey door by going through the Vice President entrance. This starts the end boss of the game without playing it in any intended way. But it also raises a huge question. Is it possible to beat the game with only one pagey? Well, the answer to this question is maybe. I'm not going to show the last boss in this video for spoiler reasons, but the very last phase of the final boss requires either the flight move or another move which is learned in the second world in order to beat him. Now, it might be possible to do the last phase without these moves, but it's ridiculously hard, and as far as I can tell, it hasn't been done before. If there's ever a way found to beat the final boss without any of these moves, the world record for this game would probably go down to below 20 minutes on console. So if anyone of you at home wants to give it a try, go ahead. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and maybe you feel especially out of bounds today and want to hit the subscribe button as well. A huge shout out to the amazing Yooka Laylee glitch hunting and speedrunning community for making the real world a better place by destroying virtual ones. I left the names of the founders of the glitches and the link to the current world record in the description, and highly recommend everyone to check the run out. It's a really cool one. I hope you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye.